Hey, Steven. How's it going, man? So now I think it's time that we go to the Flair Fair and decide what we want to do with our funds. What do you think?
All right. I'm game, man. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Just as a little reminder, we set up this Tipjar wallet. This is completely optional. Don't worry about it if you don't want to or can't send us any funds. It's all good. But
If
whatever
you do like
funds we're getting,
content, I was gonna say if you do like the content, we this obviously the funds help us allow to grow more content. So your donations are always appreciated but not required.
exactly. And then the funds that we get here, we're going to be doing videos over X and YouTube and just going over our decision making and how we did it. We already made a video talking about wrapping and delegating. So now I think it's time to go to the fund zones and decide what we want to do.
Now we're talking strategy. I love this. This is your area of like skill that most people don't even realize it's like super fun to watch and go through. So what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking?
All right. So on Scepter, we have 40% APR. And I already made that yesterday. I already staked some S-Flare. So if I were to go here to unstake, you can see that I have some S-Flare already. And then I think we should get some Cyclo. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think Cyclo is. I mean, man, I love Cyclo, guys. This tool is, I, it's crazy. It's crazy awesome. Although
Okay,
I've told them their UI is so 90s. I'm sure people struggle with the UI, but I mean, I love it as being an older guy.
I like it. I like the UI. All right, so then if we buy size ETH, we get 700% APR. This is going to go down as the month goes forward. Like it started at 1500 and now it's already half and we're not even half into the month. And then some size flare. So what do you say if we buy $10 of each?
That'd be good.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right, cool.
do that.
So then to do that, we have to go to SparkDEX and then we're going to choose wrap flare. And then here we're going to choose size flare. So how much is $10 of, let's do 1000 flare, okay? I think
Yep,
that's
that
going to
works.
be an easy way to track. You agree?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the rate, one size flare. It's, or once 15 flare, give me one size flare. So for 1000 flare, I'm getting 64.
So why? Let me ask you this: why go this route instead of minting the size flare yourself?
Well, because for being eligible for the rewards,
You got to just hold it. Gotcha.
yes. Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
buy it and hold it. So if you
Yep.
mint, you're doing nothing for the price. So then that's why it's not being rewarded. So
Got it.
then I'm going to confirm swap, sign, confirm. And then let's do size ETH, the same 1000. So you saw that this one, because of the price, 44 Raptor give me one size width. So the price is much more expensive, but I think we should do it. I like the
Oh,
guys. Let's support them, and then we're also getting a good APR. So we'll be able to track it.
I mean, we definitely. I mean, worst case, like in my mind, we leave the yeah,
598, almost. We got the 589.
the lucky number.
Uh-huh. All right. So then we bought some Cyclo. That's perfect. And then SparkDEX. So I already entered this pool yesterday. I wanted to make the video, so I'm already here. I picked up some of the funds, like $100, and then entered this pool. This is a pretty safe pool because I can guarantee the price. Like the price is expected, so it's easier to remain in range, and there's low volatility and there's low risk for impermanent loss. So this is a good option. And then I think we should also do,
Definitely some money making. What do we got here?
so we can do USDC, USDX.
There we
Do you
go.
think?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then I have a strategy to do that. Yeah, exactly. So Kinetic, if I supply S-Flare, we get an extra 1%. But what I'm thinking is that we can supply and then borrow some stables and then enter the liquidity pool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can borrow stables now. That's a
Yeah,
nice.
totally. Okay, so then should we do, yeah, let's do a little bit more. Otherwise, it's going to be too slow that it's going to be hard to track.
Okay.
So because Scepter is already closed, like you can't do it without the fee. This is the price right now. So another option is that we can go to the DEX and then choose here.
For now.
So if I check the rate here on the DEX, 10,000 Rappler will give me 7,577. And if I do the same operation here, between the rate being difference plus the buying fee,
300 flare different.
yeah. So it's definitely worth it to do it here.
Change.
So I'm gonna swap, confirm. All right, so now we have 12,500 S flare. Let's supply it. That's $250. Perfect. So right now I'm doing two operations. One is to approve, and then the next one is to supply. Why is that? Because when you have never used a platform before, you have to give permission to the DApp to interact with your tokens. So that's why we're signing two transactions. And then the next thing I have to do is use as collateral that I already have enabled. But if it's the first time that you're using it, then you have to make sure that this is enabled. And then we're going to go to borrow USDC. So let me see which one is actually cheaper to borrow. USDC, 1092 and 11. So it's actually cheaper to borrow USDT. So let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. We can always swap it to the USDC.
All right. So we are going to make sure that our health factor is always above 2.
Yeah, that's good
So,
choice.
an interesting aspect of this strategy is that because I'm not converting my stable coins out of stables, if the price of Flare were to go down, then I can just exit the liquidity pool and deposit this here or repay my debt. And then I'm not stressed about this.
Right. So it's a safe way to do it without having to worry about liquidation because you've stored the money in the dollar value.
Correct. I mean, the risk would be if, let's say that I'm out and about and then I don't have access to my wallet, and then the price were to drop 50% in a second, then we could have risk of liquidation. But that's why we're keeping a safe health factor. Okay, so I press borrow, and now I have 80 USDT. Okay, so then the next thing I have to go is USDT or C-USDX. To enter the pool, because C-USDX gives me a little bit more yield than USDC, I want to be skewed. So I'm going to do 60 USDT for C-USDX.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, that 5%.
Uh-huh. Same thing here. I have to approve purchase tokens and then sign the transaction. Swap, confirm. And then we're going to swap the other part for USDC. Max. Swap. Okay, great. So now we have USDC and C-USDX. Awesome. We're going to go to pool. And then what's the pair? USDC, USDX.
So we're swap that USDT.
USDX. We're going to go to APR boosted. You have to make sure that the fee tier is the one that it's APR boosted. Otherwise, you're not eligible for rewards. We're going to choose stablecoins. And then, so if I go just here on stablecoins, as you can see, then it's 50-50, and that's not how I want to enter. So this is the current price. So then I'm going to do 0.998 because I want to be skewed into more holding more C-USDX than USDC. Then I'm not doing a 50-50 price. I looked a little bit to search for the range that works for me. But then, as you can see, it's pretty tight. I'm 1.4% to the downside and 0.5% to the upside. So now I'm going to approve the tokens. And then I'm going to press add liquidity. Perfect. And that's it. Super easy.
Awesome, man. It's gonna be
So
fun.
now we have 2 liquidity pools. We have some Cyclo rewards that at some point we should be getting, like next month. And then we have Kinetic, which is also giving us some rewards, slowly accruing because I just entered. What else would you like to do, my friend?
Man, I'm thinking about some LP pools to earn some money off some of them fees that are being happening through those exchanges. What do you think?
So we still have 10,000.
Total swaps for the days, the total.
So this pool also has incentives. That's why we have such a high APR.
Yep.
Let me see. Fees is giving 10%.
Well, that's not a bad one.
Yeah, the problem is that right now with this volatility, we could get some. Where is that pool? This one, it's an interesting pool to do.
That is an interesting pool.
All right, so why don't we swap some for ETH?
There's 2 types of ETH. So you're talking Flare ETH, right?
No, we're gonna stake it. You'll see. So why don't we do $1,520? Swap, confirm, and then I need to buy more S-Flare.
Flare pool. Gotcha.
So here I choose Flare mainnet, max, switch, stake. So why are we doing this? Because this has no cost. And if you're swapping, you're probably getting a worse rate than actually just doing it like this. No, I mean, it's
I just learned that, so that's fantastic.
yeah, I mean, I was arbitraging this pool very heavily at the beginning because people, instead of doing this, they were just swapping, and I could just sell back, like,
You're welcome, Whale.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. You were so making some money off me.
All right, so now we're gonna go to pool. What is it? Flare ETH.
Yeah, I like that. That's an interesting pool.
So this one we're gonna do APR boosted, and then we're gonna do full range because I don't want to be okay. So we're gonna do max. There you go. Approve Flare ETH.
Oh, so you didn't have to approve the S Flare because it's already been approved once.
Correct. It's only so in Kinetic, every time you deposit, you have to approve it. But for this, once you approve the token, it's good. Perfect. All right. So now if I go to my deposits, already accrued 1.44 reward Flare.
Nice.
And yeah, and then we
I'm only
have
like 10 minutes.
correct. And then we have what $230 working for us.